The View tries to accuse Fox News of racism, but Harris Faulkner stops them dead in their tracks, by Amy Moreno for TruthFeedNews.com. It's not hard to one-up the ladies of ABC's The View, especially when it comes to politics, considering they're absolutely clueless. So you can imagine how much fun it was to watch Fox News' Harris Faulkner take these dinglings to school. From the Daily Wire on Thursday, Fox News anchor and outnumbered host Harris Faulkner masterfully shut down the racially charged questioning from The View co-host Sunny Hostin. Faulkner on the show to promote her new book, 9 Rules of Engagement, A Military Brat's Guide to Life and Success, was essentially asked by Hostin if she felt like she's a letdown to her race for working at Fox and for holding right-leaning political views. Is she nuts? That Hostin, I told you, she's a nut job. You're currently the only woman of color with her own daily show on Fox, started in Hostin. When I turn on Fox, and I do sometimes, and I see you, I feel like I'm looking at a unicorn. It's fascinating to me. Hostin went on to criticize Fox News' coverage of racial issues, noting Faulkner's own position against the NFL kneeling protests. Let's take a listen instead of me repeating it. But again, you see how they're totally out of touch. They're totally out of touch.
My friend and mentor Harris Faulkner hosts Outnumbered and Outnumbered Overtime on Fox News, and she has a new book out called 9 Rules of Engagement, A Military Brat's Guide to Life and Success, and she joins us in Hot Topics right now.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Yes! So this is it, reunited!
I know. So we host a show together on Fox. You really are my mentor, and you're a dear friend of mine. You came to my wedding. We have photos of me. I was a few martinis
Wasn't
in.
she gorgeous? That was
My
the rehearsal
parents.
dinner. This was the wedding, and your dad is just amazing. We've known each other for years.
Love you.
Your mom, I just have to tell people, your mom showed up and she had on this velvet, I thought, wait, whose wedding is it? She was amazing, so it's great to be here.
I'm so excited you're here.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The book tour has been, I see how it works, so you're, okay, you're up next.
Oh, yes. So you've been at Fox for over a decade, and you really helped sort of pull things back together after all of the harassment allegations. And ex-Fox News co-president Bill Shine was ousted for his way of handling things, but now he's just been pegged to join the White House Communications Department. A little strange, or not strange at all? Or?
First of all, Whoopi, you probably know this because I think you guys have talked about how many times members of the Fox family have been tapped. I mean, that's a fact. One of the other facts is that, yes, things happened on his watch, Bill Shine. He is also a master communicator. And this White House is looking for consistency and strength at that position, and they have offered him other positions too. So what we've confirmed at Fox today is that it won't be the comms director. He won't be running the entire shop. It'll be a different role. I'm not shocked by this. I'm really not, because it had been talked about for some time, and he is good at what he does. I do think that whatever the White House chooses now, they're kind of restaffing at this point. This is a rocky thing being brought together again, and I do anticipate more consistency of message. And I think that's good for the whole country. The president will listen to Bill Shine. I've asked people who are close to the president, and they say they're not really sure if he'll listen to anybody, but he takes in all the information. And that's what you want. You want somebody who's going to look at it all and make their own decision, or maybe make a decision that's similar to somebody in the room. I can tell you that Bill Shine created the Hannity journey with that original show and its original part. So you know that when it comes to messaging, that's a person who can stay on message. And while we may or may not see him at the lectern every day, you will feel his presence in the background.
That'd be nice.
Well, consistency, again, is good for the country, because when you see a tweet and then you see the White House staff put something else out and then you see them put something else later in the day, it causes a media frenzy and feasting that gets us off topic of some of the things that are really important.
Yeah.
You can clap.
I never thought I'd get an applause of you.
You're currently the only woman of color with her own daily show on Fox. When I turn on Fox, and I do sometimes, and I see you, I feel like I'm looking at a unicorn. But there.
By the way, that's my 9-year-old's favorite animal.
Really?
He thinks they're real.
I mean,
They're not?
It's
Exactly.
exactly. I mean, it's fascinating to me. But you have been on the receiving end of some criticism over how the network covers issues that affect the Black community, such as the NFL protests. You yourself came out against Colin Kaepernick. Do you get flack from the Black community on your positions?
I get
for
flack.
being the only Black woman on Fox
And
News?
Sunny, you have been in that environment, so you know, and you've been in broadcast for a long time, and you and I have talked at other points. I get flack from everybody, which is how I know I'm living my truth. I mean, I'm a military brat. So a couple of things happened as we were going through our sex and racial discrimination scandals at Fox, which, by the way, was like the tip of the iceberg when you looked across Hollywood. My goodness, you know this, because you know those players, I don't. Capitol Hill, still trying, some of the women lawmakers still trying to get male lawmakers to the meetings so that they can make new legislation to kill the shush fund and that sort
Do you feel a certain responsibility to the Black community?
I feel a responsibility to everyone because my daughters are biracial.
Right.
I'm in a unique position.
You are.
Okay, and I know you say the only one on Fox. Where's MSNBC's?
Yeah.
Where's CNN's? I think HLN,
Yep.
and that's new. But sitting alone as a person of color, as a Black woman, I do have a unique position, and it sometimes people say things and it hurts.
We gotta get to your book.
Oh, go.
I
Go
love
ahead.
you. So you just released a new book called 9 Rules of Engagement: A Military Brat's Guide to Life and Success. It's inspired by your dad, who I've met, an Army officer and pilot
Where's
who
the
served
picture?
in Vietnam.
There it is.
There it is.
You know, we've talked so many times about our influence. It's how we bonded originally. We're both strong military families. How did he influence you to write this book?
So my dad really ingrained in me the power of eye contact, of honesty, integrity. One of the rules is unleash the power of your integrity. And Megan, you and I have lived this. As things go on in our lives, as people put stuff up on Twitter, we know that we don't lift up somebody with 2 followers, especially if what they're saying is hurting everybody. So we show, you know, personal restraint in that case. Growing up a military brat, we are resilient. Anybody who picks a fight with us, we're coming at it with baked goods and our weaponry.
All right, I'm being cut off, but thank you to Harris Faulkner. Members of the audience are getting a copy of her book, 9 Rules of
Everybody?
Engagement.
Yeah,
Everyone,
everybody.
a military brat's guide to life and success. You are a good friend. I learned so much from you. We'll be right back.
Well, you notice how she handled herself? The shrews, Whoopi and Hostin, tried to get her to say something, but she spoke beautifully. She said, I'm the voice for everyone, not black or white, for everyone. Absolutely. And that is what America is. Absolutely. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.